How many fishermen are sick now, Dennis?
So far, we have 163 cases that I know of for sure. That was the last report that we got that was confirmed that they were sick from this event.
They had a town hall in New Iberia. I think they said it was just like 108, and it wasn't.
No, the last report I got from the Louisiana Shrimpers Association was 163.
So, what do you think? What's going to fix any of this?
I went to Louisiana's region's homeless incident command post. It's over the whole region of Louisiana. I sat through a 2.5-hour meeting with a VP safety officer and an oceaner. Now, I asked them if they could discuss the whole issue about the guys who were, the one helicopter left and the 6 that went by ambulance with me about how they got sick. Oh yeah, we can talk to you about it. Now, first Tony Hayward said it was food poisoning. Then they said it was heat exhaustion. You know what OSHA told me? That all 3 boats poured pine Sol all over their boats and in their bilges and sat in it all day and it made themselves sick. Really? Then he also told me in 9/11 that the New York firefighters gave them the 1-finger salute when they asked them to put respirators on. So I mean, really, ponies and balloons, that's what we call it. It's circus. I mean, the PR is disgusting, just like the sandbagging efforts along the coastline. Anywhere else along the coastline, pumping sand is a big business to keep up their shorelines. Why is our shoreline all broke up? Why have we got canals cut off through our estuary? Because of the oil field. They damming up the river, they're destroying it. How much can we take? How much can we take without giving back before it's done? That's the question. Can we eat money? Can we eat oil? I'm not anti-oil by any means, but I am saying all of these years that everybody, all these oil companies has put money into research. Oh, BP puts the most money into research, they tell me. Really? What did they do with the results? You're going to get a tax deduction for all this research you paid for? All these people to be in a building somewhere going, where's the results? Why don't you use them?
Nick, is there any way we can set up some independent oversight as far as air quality, Grand Isle and Venice, that don't have to do with the EPA? I mean,
we've already got a company picked out for that if we can get that done.
I mean, how do we move forward with letting the citizens kind of monitor this stuff?
I'll be quite honest with you, the DEQ has actually been doing some of the whatever monitoring they can possibly do based on their authority they have. And I want to sit here and tell the people, you should feel comfortable that the state DEQ, if you have a problem with them, if you have a problem, you need to let me know, because I can tell you right now, that's the group of people I flew with on Sunday to look at all this. And the information I was gathering from them, they're very concerned, just like what the professor was talking about.
Right.
I think you're right. Maybe we need to have an independent task force, which I guess we didn't create. Once again, you know, all this happened while we were in session. We had pre-filed dates for certain bills and everything to do. But I think under my purview, under my committee, which is Natural Resources, which handles wildlife and fisheries, the oil and gas, we have all the regulation information on there. I would think we probably could do that somehow underneath. I have to find out what the powers we have under our committee.
Well, how can we, I mean,
I think we should.
We got people that have residences in Venice and Grand Isle. They'd be glad to put machines. We just need the machines, you know?
Now listen, I will let you know, I requested from the DEQ, which they didn't do the sampling, but EPA's been doing the sampling, because you see DEQ, they want, it's really a bad situation.
Go off on the EPA.
DEQ is actually a question from the EPA. They want to know all their samples. They still haven't got a copy of all their samples.
Of course not.
But what we're doing is independent testing, and I'll tell you why we're doing it. Wildlife Fisheries doing it, DEQ's doing it, because number one, we want people to feel that they feel safe, that if they're going to eat the seafood from certain parts of the state, that it is safe, because we don't want people to think that it's all unsafe, because really, some people come in a restaurant saying, oh, it's fresh fish, where it's from, well, we don't want to eat it. But the fact is, that's why the Board of Health, DHH, are doing all these testing to make sure that we at least protect some of your industry for when it comes back. Because let's say if the western portion of Louisiana is not affected, which has been minimal impact right now, it'll allow y'all shrimpers to come to our part of the state where I'm from, and we'd be more than happy to have you. But once again, she's right, there'll be some long-term consequences in the other areas where they're...
Hey man, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
You know, as far as the EPA goes, I find with all these different meetings, I've been behind our lines, basically. I go into the ops meetings and gonna have security clearance for that, for home and everything. And I find that the EPA, you know, they do things like the company wants them to do. I mean, that's who pays their bill at the end of the day. And when I say independent air testing, I don't mean a state department of testing. We want someone who actually is an independent company that has no government ties whatsoever to come into our area with advanced technology, not stuff back from way back in the day, stuff from today, that they can do the most extensive testing that's necessary. My peninsula's got this stuff on all three sides of it. I go outside and there's a haze from the top of the trees to the ground. The parish is telling us to go inside on bad air days and close our windows and doors and turn the air on recirculation. Really, how much good is that going to do?
And what's the name of your company?
People's phones are turning brown.
What's the name of your company?
Got it in the truck, I'll give it to you.
But I would think there's something to do. I'll call our staff attorney tomorrow, see if we can set up.
That'd be great.
We have something that's independent, but I also think, you know, you want, the DEQ needs to be along with the independent, because it'd be better to have two to make sure that sampling's done right, just like in the Cow Island issue when we had arsenic in the water, which Warren was part of that. I actually brought that to fruition about some of the problems they had. People were getting samples of their water well, but they weren't being sampled properly, so you were getting wrong results. So when you sample it properly, you get the proper results, and the proper results still did show arsenic in the water. May not have been as high as some, but it still had it in there. So once again, I think you have a great idea. That brings trust to the public, and that's what I think.
And
I just don't want my people to become a study. I'm sorry, but I don't want my residents in Plaquemines Parish to become a study. I see people getting sick all over the place. Something's not right. And this 70+ days is a little late in the game to just be now just throwing stuff at it. This needs to be done within 24 hours. We need somebody on the ground to start testing, and not just on certain days when the wind's blowing in certain directions. Every day for at least 60 days until this is
Well,
over.
I think you can be reassured that, number one, that you talked about every politician in the state. My committee, and I know the natural resources on the House side, I can speak for them, I think, also as being the chairman and speaking to the chairman, that because he's from that area, that if it makes people feel more comfortable, then maybe that's what we need to do if it's going to make people have trust in what's going on. But I think it's important to hear what the people have to say. I've always prided myself in doing that, Drew.
Yeah, I think Warren would provide some oversight. He's working on behalf of the fishermen.